Welcome to Marvel Champions Podcast, a podcast about Marvel Champions, the card game. I'm your host, Scott, and with me as always, my co-host, Ryan.
That is right. We're back, and better than ever. You know why we're better than ever, Mr. Scott?
It's because we got a special episode for tonight.
That's right. Everyone listening, this is our 100th episode, and we decided to get a 100th episode level guest. Please.
Omega level.
Omega level. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Everyone, we've got Boomguy.
Hey, everybody, it's Boomguy from the Winning Hand Podcast. Happy to be here. 100 episodes. This is quite a milestone. You should be very proud that you've gotten this far. I'm very excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on with us. Yeah.
Always happy to be back.
All right. So the goal of our episode is we're going to name 100 heroes that haven't been released that need to be released. Here we go. Just kidding.
I don't think I can name 100.
I couldn't.
You'd have to get really bottom of the barrel to get to 100 extra characters.
You're super multiverse here.
Yeah.
How many are there now? 55, 59, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Something right out there, yeah.
I don't think I could name 30 more to get to, or 40 more to get to 100.
Ooh. Oh no. Is Marvel Champions dying?
Dead.
No. It's dead.
This game's dead.
Well, later on, we're going to talk about at least 4 of them. But before we get there, I want to steal a bit from Boomguy, and let's talk about what you've been playing.
Hey, that's not a bit that you stole. That's just a thing people talk about. Am I going first?
Yeah, let's let our guest go first.
Okay, well, I've been playing a lot. So if anyone listens to the Winning Hand Podcast, it's not a prerequisite for listening to this episode. But if you do, I recently, or will recently, depending on when this releases, talk about a new thing I'm doing, which is every episode we talk about a single card. I'm going to build a deck focusing around or featuring that card and share it, publish it on Marvel CDB, put a link out there for people to check out, and hope that they do the same and share decks back. I'm excited to see people's decks. So I've been doing a lot of that. So I have been testing a bunch of characters, and I in particular want to talk about 2 I've been testing that I haven't really loved. So the first one is Magneto. We have an episode coming up for an aspect card, and I chose Magneto to build this deck. I'm not going to say what the card is, but it's been interesting. I played lots and lots of Magneto, and I was pretty cold on him at first. I've started to warm a little bit, but I think I've gotten to the point where I just don't love Magneto. I think he's aggressively fine, and that's kind of where he is for me. He's a hero that maybe I'll pick up once in a while, but I won't play a ton of. The other one I've been playing a lot of is Deadpool. And I'm going to eat some crow on this because I talked a lot of noise about Deadpool.
No. Here we go.
I said he was not interesting to me. That's true. But I challenged myself to build a deck around the card for the next upcoming episode, which I've already said is great responsibility. So I started to build a deck with Deadpool, and I built a great responsibility. I've been playing a lot of Justice Deadpool, and that's been actually pretty fun. And I think Deadpool is more fun than I give him credit for. So I'm sorry, Tony. This is my apology to you. I know you listen to the Marvel Champions.
That's right.
And I'm sorry I talked so much crap about Deadpool. He's pretty fun.
I will have to say, Deadpool, I enjoy him more when I don't feed into his dying a lot mechanism, so I do like it. But I do have a question on Magneto. A while back, we actually had our other brother, I think...
There's another one?
There's 2 more.
There's 2 more.
Not as cool as us 2, of course. I mean, here we go.
Naturally.
Casey, love you, bud. But one of the things, I'm just curious with you playing him so much, how often have you been able to do, and I can't remember the cards because I haven't played Magneto in a while, how often have you been able to successfully get off his chucking a minion at the villain combo?
Not very often. I will say, usually when I get the Wrapped in Metal card, I try to reserve it for a really nasty minion, and I'll just leave it there and forget about it. There are times I will throw it, but the sequence of that can be pretty frustrating. There's a lot of times when I draw the missile card, but I don't have anyone wrapped, or there's no minion and I draw wrapped, and that doesn't help me. So I do find that to be kind of frustrating, and that is one of the issues I have with this kit. So not as much as I would like, or as much as would make him fun, because if you could consistently do that, I think that'd be really cool. But once in a while it happens and it's fun.
Okay. That's the same feelings we had. I really loved the idea of it, but I think the idea is greater than the execution.
Yes.
All right.
All right, Ryan.
So,
you want to
you
go?
guys,
You want
what
me
are
to
you
go?
You want me to? I'll go. Let's see. Marvel Champions. I've been playing a lot of Silk and some Black Panther.
Okay.
Just because that was the new releases, got to play them because eventually we're gonna talk about them on the pod. Very interesting. I've been really enjoying a Black Panther pool deck where I just soup up Black Panther Shuri. Black Panther should. I assume people knew what I was saying, but whatever. But it's a really fun deck. I've enjoyed it. Other than that, heroes. Let's see. I'm gonna go down my list here. I played a Thor deck not too long ago, and I was really digging Thor. I mean, in the beginning, I think I struggled, but he's got so much more built around him now that it's just been a lot more fun. And then I've actually gone back and played She-Hulk because she's one of my favorite of the OGs, and playing some of the new cards with her kit. That my little deck I love, where I just use Hellcat a lot. It's one of my favorite decks, and it's been pretty legit.
What aspect?
It's leadership, and so you just set it up with what is it? It's not Avengers symbol. What's the support for Avengers that gives you bonuses? I can tell you in a minute.
Mighty Avengers?
Mighty Avengers, thank you. And Hellcat's got this special ability where you can just pull her back into your hand. So you can throw her out with like a sneak attack and then bring her back and then put her back out. And you could just manipulate that and you can just hold on to her. Thwarting's easy, attacking's easy, whatever. So it's been pretty fun. I've been utilizing organizational support to help with that. So that's been fun. So
it's a fun card.
Yeah.
Yep. What are those with the Quinjets, Ryan?
Yes, that's utilizing the Quinjets because then they just turn into batteries. And if I ever need them, I can just use them because they don't need to. I don't think they exhaust.
They do not.
To even do the ability. You just do it. So that's what I do. It's pretty great.
So
Nice,
if you want to
guys.
see that played, we have a gameplay out there on YouTube. You should go watch that. Watch Ryan play
Go
it.
check that out. The champions are on video now.
That's right. And what I've been playing, I have a curveball. I'm going to talk a little bit about Marvel Champions, but then I have a curveball.
Wow.
A lot of Silk and Black Panther like Ryan, because that's, what's next in coming weeks. I like Black Panther more. I played that pool deck. That was a lot of fun.
Spoiler alert. Here we go.
I know. Well, I didn't say I didn't like anyone yet, but I've been going back to Black Widow. She has, to me, all the shield stuff, preparations, and some of the tech cards have really ramped her up and almost fixed some of the little things. I was like, I wish she could do this a little better or this a little better. And it's just been super smooth. She gets ramped up a lot faster now. She can go get the cards that she wants and needs, and you can just be unstoppable. It's pretty fun. Yeah. And then my curveball is we played a game, not Marvel Champions, the other day with Ryan and our game group. We played Heat. And
Ooh, it's a fun game.
that game is so fun.
Yeah,
And
it's so good.
the more I played it, I'm like, man, this game is just really good. A lot of decision making, a lot of kind of push your luck. So if you ever get an opportunity to play Heat, everyone out there, you should take that opportunity. It's a lot of fun.
That is a great non-Marvel Champions shout. I love that game.
Yeah. It's I invested in it, and it's been good. And hey guys, you want to play it? So I've got it twice, and we've played I think 6 players both times we've done it, and they're close races too. There's no one that's way behind. It's always pretty close on that last lap.
Have you played Flamme Rouge, which is the bicycle version?
No, I haven't played that one.
It's a good one too. I think Heat's better, but I do like Flamme Rouge as well.
Fair enough. All right.
No.
All right. I think
All
it's
right.
at our local store. But,
Is it?
all right.
I'll have to look.
I think it might be.
So, 100th episode. It's got to be special. We're not going to talk about
100 episodes.
normal stuff. We're going to talk about the future. Actually, fantastic fantasy future of Marvel
Ooh, I
Champions.
like where this is going.
This is Final Fantasy right here.
This
Not
could be the Final
final.
Fantasy.
Fantasy, which would be pretty cool. I've seen some custom stuff where people have done stuff like that, but
Hey, before you guys get into that, let me ask you a question. It's been 100 episodes. Let's talk about the future, but let's reflect real fast. In your journey of Marvel Champions, you've been doing this for 100 episodes now. How has the game changed for you all as you've gone through 100 episodes of podcasting? What is your relationship to the game? Has it changed from when you started this podcast to now?
it's changed in the way that I guess how I analyze some of the stuff, because I'm talking about it and I have to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. I do see the game in a little different light on hey, why did they build it this way or build it that way? So I feel like I analyze some stuff a little more, which I still enjoy the game, but for some games I'm my analytical brain is not making me have as much fun as I think I should have.
I kind of feel a little bit of what Scott's saying. Sometimes it kind of sucks the fun out of it when you are kind of like, wow, I've got to make sure I play this character in all these aspects and try to figure out the issues, but also enjoy it. And I think that was definitely something that happened. I've kind of pulled back a little bit and just be like, I'm just going to play. I don't care. If I don't like them, I'll just say I don't like them and just kind of reflect on that. So I think it's kind of been like a wave. So we'll see how these next heroes go. But so far, I've enjoyed playing them, but it can be a little stressful to have to try to get all the stuff done and get it out, but it's fun. It's for the fans.
Well, you guys have for plenty of fans. There's always new content creators popping up. I feel like all the time there's someone who's new popping up. What kind of advice would you guys give as veteran content creators now? 100 episodes. What advice would you give people who want to start some content creation? Like, what have you learned that you'd like to share with them?
Don't do Marvel Champions because this is our space, all right? Don't take our fans. I'm just kidding.
Back off.
So I have a funny story. Yeah, pick a good niche because my son started a YouTube channel and just did like one random short. And in like 24 hours, already had like 2,000 or 3,000 views. I'm like, what the heck? My kids already beat me out. And it's one video. So, no, joking aside, I think the two like little nuggets is just start. That's probably the biggest one. Is I guess a lot of people think in their mind like this is too hard or no one's gonna listen or I don't have time. All those things might be true in some sense or some small, but just start and then find whatever cadence works for you and try and be consistent with that cadence. And usually those two things.
I would say it is totally fine to do like a niche podcast, even within a niche thing like Marvel Champions. And so you can do different versions of Marvel Champions. Some people just do gameplay. Some people talk about a single card. Some people talk about just the villain part. I mean, it's just find something that you enjoy and do it. Even if someone might do it similar, as long as you're having fun, that's really what it matters. If you're not having fun anymore, then you might need to just go back and reflect and see where you're at.
Yeah, I think having fun is really important, right? I think there's a lot of content creators have come and gone over the years in the Marvel Champions space, and I'm not the oldest one by any means. We're about the same age, my podcast and yours. But, I think you do need to have fun, right? I think if you're doing it for views, if you're doing it to get people to watch, your stuff is going to very quickly become pretty vanilla and pretty boring and not fun for you even. So we've had some high-profile content creators leave recently, as well as some other ones. But, I just think have fun, right? Do something that works for you, that you can keep up. This is not a job for anyone. No one's going to make money on this. So enjoy it, take it at your own pace, and have fun.
I don't know about you, but we've made like 2 cents. So I'm just saying.
You guys are rich.
I mean, we're ready to go to Gen Con and
Let's
do
go.
all that.
Let's go. All right, well, that's all the questions I had. I feel like we
Fair
have to
enough.
mark your anniversary here. But we can move on to the future, which I heard is fantastic.
I think before we move on, I do want to just give a big shout out to everybody that's listened. It's pretty cool to see some of the analytics from like the reach side to be like, oh, this person in this, country, there's one listener in this kind of random country. And, thank you. You know who you are. Thank you.
Yes, you.
You.
You right there. Thank you.
Yeah. No, it's
If you're
cool.
watching. If
It's
you're
cool
listening,
to look
that
and
was
see
weird.
who's watching your stuff, right? Like you dig into the analytics. I used to do that a lot too, and that's fun. It's cool to see it growing too. Like you guys have been growing. Now you're on video. You're on YouTube. People can see you now. I think your first video appearance, not to credit myself too much, was on the Winning Hand podcast.
I know.
Hey, you're welcome, viewers. Now you have
You
them on video.
inspired us. So
Hey.
that's just how it
Hey,
works.
yeah. And next year, Akana Heroes, you too?
I'm working on it. I got to twist Ryan's arm.
Scott's going to try to pull me along, but we've
Come on.
talked about it. We've also talked about doing a alternative as well at a different time, not competing.
Okay.
But definitely nothing in stone. But we've talked about it.
You heard it here first. Champions Con 2026. I love it.
Well, I was thinking about Con of Allies because it's going
Con
to be
of Chumps.
smaller
Oh, okay.
instead of Con of Pillars. We're the little guy.
No, I love it. All right. What's next?
Okay. So, Fantastic Four. It's probably like the biggest team out there that hasn't been brought in, arguably. So,
Except for maybe the Defenders, and people might
sure.
fight you on that.
Okay.
I mean,
No.
fantastic, right?
I think Fantastic Four is technically like the first family of Marvel. So,
First family. Yep.
yeah. So they're up there. They're on a pedestal, and I figure we just talk about them, give our opinions and thoughts of what they may be. I have zero information, so I know nothing, but I like to speculate. So, The Fantastic Four are the Thing, Human Torch, Invisible Woman, and Mr. Marvel or Reed Richards,
Mr.
whatever
Fantastic.
it is.
Mr. Fantastic. Oh,
Whatever.
man, this is
Mr. Marvel?
embarrassing,
This is
Scott.
not starting off well.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
I'm gonna
gosh.
cut that and
He
re-edit
stretches.
that.
Mr. Fantastic.
There you go.
Yeah. Are you guys
you go.
fans of the Fantastic Four?
I'm okay. I'm not like a big Fantastic Four person. I think they're fine. I recognize their icon status and what they've done, but I've definitely was more of these X-Men and Spider-Man 90s, those cartoons.
Okay.
And so that's where I have my knowledge in the Marvel world.
Scott?
Same. Like, I have nothing against the Fantastic Four, but they were never like forefront for me.
Forefront.
Yeah.
See what you did there. They're always at the forefront for me. I'm a big Fantastic Four fan, and these are the ones that I've wanted in the game since the game was announced. We're still waiting. No sign of them coming yet, but these are the ones I have been waiting for.
Oh, well, the good news is since Tony and the other designers listen to our podcast, we're going to have the opportunity to tell them how they need to basically design these heroes. And
Love
they'll
that.
listen to us. They have to.
Of course they will.
It's in our contract.
So I think the thing is we need to take the bets now of like how much we speculate and it comes true. Then we should be
Ooh.
like, see, we knew.
I like that. You guys have inside information?
I wish.
Okay, so where do we start? Do you guys have a favorite of the four? Do you have a favorite?
The way I would put it is I don't necessarily have a favorite, but if we played a Fantastic Four beat 'em up game like Gauntlet of old, I would probably end up being, I know Scott would be Human Torch. That's how I feel like that's what would happen. And I'll end up being the
Miss-
Thing. So
Ben is my favorite. I'm a Ben guy. Ben Grimm, the Mr. Thing, the Thing. Why did I call him Mr. Thing? Ben Grimm, the Thing. He's my guy. I'm a huge fan. So that's the one I'm most excited for. But Reed is probably a close second for me. So I'm not a big Human Torch guy.
yeah, I think as heroes in the game, I think I'm most excited for a Invisible Woman because I think she has the most unique concept for a card game. Other than like you have the Thing, he punches. I mean, that's what the game does. I mean,
All right. So sell me on Sue. Sell me on Susan Storm Richards, Invisible Woman. How do you design her? Go. Ryan, come on.
oh gosh. I think that's the biggest thing is how do you make her invisible? Well, thankfully we have examples. We have our good friend Vision, who kind of does a invisible. We have Kitty Pryde that does invisible. I'm not really selling well because it kind of sounds like we already have two characters that are very similar.
Nightcrawler, maybe a little bit. He's got some disappearing, you know.
I think the way I would do it is I would focus maybe a little bit more on the force field side of things. Make her, I don't think this is the aspect she'll be in, but I think she could make her into like a defensive hero with the force fields and make her very useful for others like allies or for other players where you can just block attacks and such. I'm not sure if that means like give her high defense or just have a bunch of like defense type cards that maybe almost like you could say Ghost Spider where she's interrupts and kind of base that off of defense. I think there's some room to play in that, but how to make her different, especially with her invisible. That's not just like, oh, she doesn't take damage this turn with a defense card, because we've seen that before. How do we make it more unique? And that's, I'm not fully sure. Anybody else got ideas?
My worry is we have like a two-sided card where she's visible and then invisible, and then she just gets around like Crisis. Like that's not very cool.
You heard it here first, kids.
Sorry, Tony.
Yeah, I need something a little more, but I think that's the hard thing that you got to figure out. What does invisible do? Does it give you like a free whiff once per something? But then that's like almost too strong that it misses a complete, enemy attack, or maybe find a way to make it. I don't know. It's tough because it's like, do you just decrease the damage? Well, then that's vision, so it's not unique. Do you focus on the force field side like Ryan says? Then it kind of pigeonholes her into defense and protection. This
Her
is a
power
tough
set
one.
is tricky. Yeah, I'm not sure how to represent that. I think one of the other issues is like, even if they came out today, there's already 60 heroes or whatever, right? Like finding new ways to differentiate them, no matter who they are, is difficult. But I do think that they're kind of like an iconic group. And you kind of have to get them right, Like, you can't take too many risks. They got to be pretty Like, you got to go up to the batter's box. You got to hit a double on this one. Like, you just have to. You can't swing for the fences and miss because that would be bad. She can't be Valkyrie, right? Like, Thing can't be Hulk. Like, you just can't strike out with them. That was the issue with Hulk, right? Is that he's so iconic and then he's so terrible. So I don't know how to do invisibility without doing something that's already been done. But I'm not a game designer.
Yeah.
We might have to come back to this one because I want to find a way. I want to nail it so that when she finally comes out, I can be like, I got it. I told you all.
So Ryan, what aspect do you think she would be?
Oh yeah, pre-con time.
I think, assuming, let's say all 4 are different, and we're just gonna exclude Pool because who knows when we'll ever get another one of those. I think based off the other ones, I'm gonna put her in Justice. I think that's the one that she's going to end up fitting in.
Boomguy, anything different than that?
For me, it's kind of like I work backwards on this one. Like, some of the other ones are so obvious to me that I think she ends up there. I don't know if that's necessarily her best one, but I think looking at the other ones, I think that's kind of where she has to be. It's like the leftover almost for me.
See, I'm going to curveball it. I'm going to go, we all think that the Thing is going to be protection, but I'm going to put her at protection.
Oh, wow. I don't know what we're going to do. Oh my gosh!
I don't think Thing would be a protection.
I think he's going to be
fight.
Aggression.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's not talk about it. Let's wait to it. Let's wait.
All right. One at a time.
I mean, don't let the fans hear all the good stuff first.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
So where are you taking this, Ryan? Why don't you take it?
Let's talk about the Thing. The Thing. So I think obviously his design's going to be very punchy. So let's take his iconic line. It's clobbering time. What is that going to be? An ability? A card? What are we looking at?
I think that's going to be a card name. I think that'll be an event.
Yeah.
I don't know what it'll do. It'll be some kind of an attack event. It's clobbering time. It'll be, his big 3 cost for however much damage or whatever. I bet that'll be an attack event.
Well, let me ask this, Boomguy, since you know everything about Fantastic Four. You're the expert here.
What I said? Yep.
What really is his power? Is it just he's strong, or does it almost like a Hulk that it kind of levels up as he fights?
I mean, he's got the hardened skin, kind of like,
Okay.
Colossus, Luke Cage, tough skin. He's also super strong, and he's I don't know, I feel like he's the most normal one. He's he's kind of a big softy, so he's always saving animals and loving people. So he's tough exterior, but soft on the inside, like a good cookie.
All right.
So my question is, do you think he'll have a trench coat, either upgrade or support?
I hope so.
I hope so. Yeah, I really want that. I mean, come on, how cool would that be, right?
I mean, you kind of have to. I mean, it is iconic for him. Come on.
I'm wondering, what suits, they're going to wear, what outfits. I think the art in Marvel Champions skews more modern. I've heard that the studio is restricted to choosing more modern art. That's why we don't have any classic art. I've heard through the grapevine, it's the last 15 to 20 years is the art kind of window they're allowed to use, so we don't get stuff from the 90s or before. So my guess it'll be more kind of modern take on the Fantastic Four. But, the iconic blue suit with the 4. I think for me, one of the things that I want to ask you guys, and we'll just do a question and answer time. We'll just throw questions out here. I want to ask you, will they have signature allies, and will they be each other? Or will they have other ones?
I think you have to do Guardian style and make them basic allies, so they all can work together.
But Scott and Jean have each other.
Yeah, but Scott and Jean are
lame. Yes, my thoughts exactly.
Hey now.
My glasses.
See, I think they should introduce an ultra team up card.
Ooh.
Because
fun.
if you break it down, you pair them all up with each other and have that many team up cards, or do you just make one epic Fantastic Four team up that would work with any pairing?
Ooh.
Or do you make them all signature allies? That'd be kind of weird, though. I don't think you can do that.
No, because then you could never play them if you play them all together.
Yeah.
I think what you said, Ryan, you got to Guardian them, probably basic allies, so then you can add them with any of the others. Then you could make that ultimate team up card work, because it wouldn't necessarily be. See, that one's tough because you would have to word it in a way where you had to have a Fantastic Four trait ally or something. See, that's tough.
I hope they get the fantastic trait. That's what I want. I want them to have the fantastic trait, and I want them to release allies in the aspects that are just like members that have been in the team over the years in their like Fantastic Four outfits. So I want like an aggression She-Hulk with her Fantastic Four with the fantastic keyword, and Spider-Man, and I want all the people who have been Medusa, Black Bolt, all like the people who have been in the team over the years, but I want them in different aspects so you can mix and match. I think you're right. I would go with the all basic Guardian model, but I bet they won't. I bet they will have each other. Like I bet Reed will have Sue, and Sue will have Johnny, and Johnny will have Ben, and Ben will have Reed. Whatever, they'll have some kind of, so you can play them that way. I don't know. And maybe the team up card could be like if there are this many fantastic traits in play.
Oh, there you go.
Like if you get 4 fantastic traits or something like that, then you could do it. I don't know.
That would be, I like those type of cards where it's like, if certain things do this or do this or do this. If you had like a 2 fantastic characters, do this. If you have 3, do this. If you have 4, do this.
Just
that
go
would be
crazy. I want the team card too, like the Mighty Avengers we talked about, like the Fantastic Four card. Yes, I'm so excited.
I will say, I do think a ultimate team-up card is now in the realm of possibility after we've learned about Loki and ultimate battles, apparently. So,
epic.
Who knows?
Epic multiplayer.
Epic
multiplayer. I'm excited. I think the Fantastic Four is going to be... All right, well, who's got another question? Come on. Let's talk about Fantastic Four. I'm so excited.
I don't want to stretch this episode too long.
Hey, you're getting hot now.
How do you convey stretching in a card game with Mr. or whatever his name, Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards?
Mr. Fantastic. That's like the easiest one to remember. It's the same as Miss Marvel, right? We already have stretching in the game. She pulls events back to her hand. So we already have a stretchy hero, and like that's how they've shown off her ability. He could be the same thing. Could be stretching and returning cards to his hand somehow. That could be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind having that as a way to kind of link the stretchy powers together somehow. So not making exactly the same, but some variation of that to feel like it's
almost like a
thing.
Wolverine and X-23. They're similar, but they're not obviously the same.
Not exactly the same, but you can see how there's like their powers are close, so you can kind of see how they're related.
I want him to have. Let me go first, Ryan. I want him to have his like helicopter arm swingy as his like attack, his attack event. You know what I'm talking about, where he spins around with his fists.
Is that from a video game?
Yeah, come on. You never played any of the Marvel Alliance games? Come on.
I did. I don't remember that specific attack, but that would be cool. I'm here for it. I really hope that they don't do as much stretching stuff. I really want them to focus on the genius aspect. I think that's like the coolest part of Reed is his brain. So I really hope, obviously he'll have the genius keyword, but I really hope they like do mental resource stuff or some way to make him super smart. Whether it's like super genius. Because usually card draw is like, smart, or resources, like Beast pulls resources back to your hand, so it could be some kind of a resource thing. That's really what I hope they lean in on with Reed.
So, 2 things. All right, here we go. Number 1, I do like the genius. I'm always hype for genius people. Would you make Reed Richards a high thwart because of his genius? Or does thwart translate to genius? I don't know if that's how they do it, but
not for sure.
He's going to be the high thwarter.
He should be the thwarter, right? He should have 3 thwart, I would guessing. I'm guessing he'll have printed 3. And I wouldn't mind an upgrade for a 4th.
There you go.
He's like one of the smartest people in the world. So, like, come on.
It's true. My second is one way that would be interesting to do is stretching, because I know he likes doing it in the comics and stuff, is where he wraps around people and like binds them. So I wonder if you could almost design a deck around he like exhausts. So let's say he had 0 attack or something, a low attack, but he exhausts and he essentially stuns someone. But kind of like the Spider-Man stun, he's not. It's like not officially stunned, so you can get around stalwart. You lock him up.
Webbed up,
like webbed up kind of thing.
Like webbed up, yeah.
I think that should be his defense card, right? Like whether it's a webbed up or just a defense card, it's got to be wrapping around people. Ms. Marvel already has wiggle room, and like the art has her like stretching to avoid stuff. So I think wrapping up is like a dope defense card.
All right, I got one more. We have not seen a triple mental resource card in the game. Is he the one that gets it?
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
Okay.
We have the fist. We have the energy. We're gonna get it. I thought it might be Beast. If it's not Beast, it's got to be Reed. I don't know who else would get it. So I think he has to play off mental resources somehow. That has to be one of his things as a genius. Ingenuity generates a mental resource, so they're kind of making the link of genius and the mental resources. So I do think he has to have that. He has to have the triple. to pay for it.
I wonder if you could do just as simple as he has a card that's a stretch punch. If you pay with a mental resource, it does this, and just
Love
have
that.
events surrounding that. So you're utilizing his genius to do more things. And I would love it to be like if his attack card is do 3 damage, pay a mental resource, not to do more damage, but to do something unique. Whether it's like confuse or look at the top card of your deck, something that's not just straight brute force, but can help you in other ways. That's how
I like
I'd
that.
like.
I was thinking like almost like a gambit, right? You have an event that's like just does attacks for 1 or 2, but then each mental resource is going to boost it or something like that. I don't know.
See, my thought would be if you pay with a mental, it will stretch and go to like another enemy or another scheme.
Ooh. I like
There
that.
you
That's a
go.
good, like multitasking kind of.
Yeah.
I like that.
Stretch.
I can hear it now. They're typing up. Tony's like,
Yeah.
oh man, this is
Tony's
so good.
taking-
This is mine now. There it is.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Reed. We haven't talked about the last one of the 4.
That's true. Well, let's go ahead and real quick. We are confused on Invisible Woman. What aspect? We talked about the thing. I was thinking protection, but it sounded like aggression maybe for
I'm
some.
going aggression. I'm going
I'm
aggression.
an
Okay.
aggression. Yeah.
Okay, liars. Mr. Fantastic leadership, obviously. Right?
Leadership.
Gotta be.
Okay.
All the way.
All right.
Leadership.
All right. Let's talk about everyone's favorite hothead.
So the
Scott, why don't
burning
you start on this
question
one?
is
Man,
which
the puns don't
aspect
stop.
is the Human Torch?
Aggression. Fire hot. Come on, people. He's all about attack.
Scott, what do you think?
By default, everything I've said, I've got to say justice. So I've painted myself into the justice corner.
I'm going to go for a wild card and say pool. I think Human Torch will be a pool hero.
Wow, you're
I'm ready to
really
go
going
first.
you're going out.
I think, if there was he's like showboaty and he's a braggart and he's got a flair, he's flamboyant. Like, I think if any hero was going to have the pool aspect, it's got to be Johnny. So I'm going to say Johnny. I don't think he will be, let's be honest. I think the pool aspect, they're done with that. But I think he should be. I think he should fit right in with pool.
All right.
I would agree. If anybody's gonna get it out of like normal heroes, he might be your only shot.
Yeah, I bet they won't, though.
In
In reality,
he's aggression.
Yeah, it'll probably just be Justice.
So his iconic saying is "Flame on," and my 3 thoughts is: do you make that an ability on his hero card? Do you make that an event of his, or do you make that a form that he takes? And you almost have a 3-sided, or an upgrade that's 2-sided. And Flame on, you can flip to that or something.
I bet that's the name of his hero ability. That it's flame on, and then it does whatever. It has, I don't know, like frostbite. He has the equivalent of that. I don't know how they're gonna build him, but I bet it's a hero ability.
A burn mechanic.
I don't know.
A lot of card games have like poison where they
Yeah,
take a damage
could be
every
like that.
turn.
Like
Maybe he
Pokemon
can-
has like burning, right? You take fire damage over time or whatever.
Maybe just burn everybody.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
you could do upgrades like that, right? Anytime you do a basic attack, you attach a burn card or whatever on fire.
Almost like the bleed damage one that X-23
Yeah.
has, and like at
I
the end of the turn, it
love-
falls off and deals damage.
I'm so glad you mentioned Bleed because I love that card. I love what it does. I would love for Johnny Storm to do that. That would be ideal for me.
Every time he does a basic attack or defense, he just like burns that character, and at the end of the round, it falls off and deals damage. Like, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And maybe while they're burned, maybe he has other cards that like amplify.
Ooh.
Like if he's attacking a burned enemy, then like they'll get a boost or something like that. So he could defend and burn them, and then use his big attack card, which is like 2 for 4. But then if they're burned, it's 2 for 7 or something crazy like that. I don't know. Overkill. Who knows?
Scorched Earth. That's
Ooh, that's got to be
actually-
a card.
That's another card, isn't it? Isn't that
That's got to
War
be
Machine?
a card name.
I think that's War
Oh,
Machine.
that is
isn't
actually
it?
War Machine. R.I.P. War Machine. Yeah.
No, I think I'm okay in this circumstance. I think it'd be great to basically do another Iceman, just slightly different, like we just talked about. Focus on the damage and what he can do. And of course, he'll be Ariel, right? He's got to be Ariel.
He'll be Ariel. But by the time this comes out, because it's not the next wave, by the time this comes out, it's going to be how many years since we had Iceman? So I think it's fine to pull inspiration there.
Absolutely. It's part of the old canon, anyways, right? I mean,
Yeah,
who knows?
Yeah, by that time, it's going to be Legacy, so what does it matter?
exactly. That's crazy, right? I mean, how far out do you think this is? What do you think, guys? In reality, how far? It's not the next box, right? We can assume that. We think we know what that is based on the comic.
The heavy hint suggests not, but who knows?
So when is this coming out?
2
What's
plus
the guesses here? 2+
2 to
years?
3 waves, so early
That means
20. 27.
Do you think it's the next one after this coming one? You think it's
I
next?
think it would be 2.
You think
If
there's
we're
another
assuming,
one?
spoiler alert, if we're assuming Civil War box of some kind is next, that's going to run an 8-month
Yeah.
cycle through most of 26. So,
Then what's the next one?
I don't know.
Are we thinking it's Fantastic Four or something else?
I would say it's going to be. I know they've kind of talked about they're not doing much like storyline through, but I think obviously this next one kind of fits in that storyline. I think it's going to be whatever's the new like storyline. Whatever that means for them, I don't know. But if that means it's only a 2-box storyline, Shield and Civil War, the next one's going to be fantastic. That would be my guess. Or if it's a 3-box, then it'll be whatever's next after that.
So your prediction? What's the prediction? Is it the next one after Civil War or
it's
not?
going to be the next one. It's got to be the next one.
What do you think?
Yes, I'll go with that after Civil War.
I think I'm pessimistic. I don't know, guys.
The people are clamoring for it.
Well, but the people, I think, also really want the blind guy in the red suit.
I think they're going to hold on. I think they're going to throw Fantastic first. I think
most people want Daredevil. Don't you think? I think he's the one people really want.
I would love
more
to
than
do that.
this.
The number one, I think, desired hero that's not in the game as a hero.
I think after the X-Men came out, that was like the one everybody wanted, right? I think when they announced X-Men, people were like, okay, cool. Everyone likes X-Men. But people were still like, where's Daredevil?
Yeah.
And every product that's announced, they're like, where's Daredevil?
Yeah, I'm really excited for Defenders, Marvel Knight heroes. Like, I really would think a Ghost Rider would be awesome.
Ooh,
So,
that would be sick.
yeah.
I'm excited for everything, actually. I mean, I'll buy it all, whatever. I'm a sucker. I'm going to buy it all anyway, so.
Just
That's
take
how
my
they
money.
get you.
Okay? Yeah.
Release
take my
whatever you
money.
want.
All right. I have some questions about some supports.
Ooh,
So,
okay.
Fantastic Four, they are known for the Baxter Building. What does the Baxter Building do? As a card, right?
It's going to find a Fantastic Four ally.
Ooh, I like that.
It's going to be like the bridge, the Asgard Bridge, whatever you want to call it.
I
where
love
you can
that.
Find an Asgard ally.
Get a fantastic ally. I like that a lot. That's a great idea. It's better than whatever idea I had, so I'll go with that one.
You got to find a way to do your mega team-up card, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
It's got to
All
feel
right. The Fantastic Four are known for a very special plane. I had to look up what it was called. It's called the Pogo plane, right?
Oh, I thought you were asking about something else.
Okay.
Pogo plane.
Well, you keep that and you can bring it out to us. So, and the cool thing about it is it like splits into multiple, like they all have their own seat and different positions. Do you have multiple parts of this Pogo plane that you can like, Voltron
Assemble?
or Power Ranger, Megatron or whatever it is together? Like, how do you do that? Do you do that? Do you just have one random Pogo plane?
I bet that doesn't make the cut. That'd be my guess. I think they will have the fantastic car, though. That has to be in the game. And I think that could be a support. That could just be a basic support, so anybody can use the fantastic car. If it's not, it has to come with Reed, I think, as like the designer of it. But I don't know. It could be kind of cool if they have the Pogo plane and the fantastic car, and they have like tech, right? And the Baxter Building goes and finds like Fantastic Four tech for them. Herbie, the fantastic car, all these things. Like that could be kind of cool.
So you mentioned Herbie.
You could repurpose the fantastic car. Sorry, moving on.
No, you're good. Herbie. Do we get a Herbie?
Yeah.
Is he a signature ally to somebody?
Signature? Maybe not a signature. I think he could be a support, like a signature support, though, for one of them. He can be
Okay.
for somebody.
A persona.
I was thinking ally,
Yeah,
but yeah, support works too. Okay.
Could be a cool like persona support, kind of like the Dora Milaje, right? They have like their own little thing.
There you go. Nice.
That would be cool if you made like a Dora Milaje thing where like you had the Fantastic Four team up card and then you had like allies that were Fantastics and you could bring them in. And oh man, I'm so excited for the Fantastic Four. I think I'm like the person who's most excited for the Fantastic Four. I see nobody else talking about it online except for me. Everyone talks about Daredevil. I cannot wait to see the movie this summer. I'm a huge Fantastic Four fan.
No.
Is the movie gonna suck?
I hope
I
not.
think
I'm worried.
at worst it's going to be okay. I actually just watched Brave New World, and I know
That was rough.
that one didn't do so hot. I thought it was just fine.
That was a rough movie. That was a bad movie. I'm a big Sam Wilson Cap fan too. I thought that would be fun, but his movie was bad.
It was
Bless
tough
his
to
heart.
watch. Yeah.
It was
bad.
not very good at all. I went in the theaters too. I had high hopes for it.
Ooh.
Crash and burn. Yeah. Yeah, not good. Mrs. Boomguy was not a fan.
All right, I have a few more random questions. So, with X-Men, they did a box and 2 heroes out at the same time. Do we get that same model, or do we get something different? Do we get a giant box with all 4 heroes? Because can you split up the Fantastic Four?
I don't think you can.
I have thoughts on this. I think no. In Boomguy's opinion, there has to be a box with all 4. You have to have a box with all 4, and then you have to have some villains that are just classic Fantastic Four villains. Or you go a different route, and you say that the Fantastic Four are all going to be hero packs, and the 2 box heroes are going to be like a little more obscure Fantastic Four, whether it's Namor or Silver Surfer or Medusa or a new She-Hulk that's the Fantastic Four version, something like that. And then you have each of them as a hero pack after that. I think you go either way, but I think they just have to have all 4 in the box, right? I think there will be a box and they'll have 4 heroes and then have maybe just only 3 villains instead of 5. So I had the same kind of number of cards, but that would be my prediction and my hope. I also think that would sell. Like if you put it on the shelf with all the Fantastic Four on it, like people are going to buy that, right? You could even go crazy and make it like a core set, right? Where you have like Fantastic Four dials and Fantastic Four themed tokens and a new rule book. You could go crazy. I don't know if they will, but you could go crazy with it.
I think it's an opportunity to do that. Kind of, not restart the game, but kind of be a big product that kind of brings more people either back into the game or introduce them and make it like a second core box.
Yeah,
it's a new entry point.
Yes. If you've been in since the beginning, like your tokens are worn out, your rules are way outdated, your dials are all faded. So let's get some new stuff. Even if you have all that old stuff, you get the new inject. And if you don't have to feel like you have to buy the core set and the Fantastic Four. You can just get the F4 and you're in.
I mean, and assuming it's the core box, they had 5 heroes and 3 villains. You just get rid of one of those heroes, and now you got 4 villains. That seems like a pretty awesome campaign.
I love that. I would love to see a scenario pack too, at least one. But be nice if we got more than one.
Well, let's talk about it. This will be one of the big questions. Okay. There obviously is 2 massive villains for the Fantastic Four.
Literally massive.
Yes. Which one is going to be the box and which one is going to be the pack? That's the question. You can't put them both in the same box. You can't. They're too big. They're too big.
You can't do it. I have thoughts on this. I'm going to let you guys go first. Scott, what do you think?
Right. I'm going to go with the wild card here, and I want to see 2 different Doom scenarios in a single scenario pack. I want to see like your standard traditional Doom, like Latveria, you're infiltrating Latveria or something, and I want to see like an Emperor Doom, scenario.
He's a bad MF. Okay, Ryan, what do you think?
I won't go into depth with Doom, but I think he should be the box. I think Galactus should be a pack, and I think the way you beat him is he is we'll say 6 villains in a way. He's a multi-villain scenario, but it's his legs, his arms, his chest, and his head, and you have to basically travel on it somehow and fight the scenario in some way. I don't know if that makes sense or if that's creepy.
It's a little weird. You could fight his feet, but I think
I don't want to be stomped on. I'm just saying.
I'm with you. I want Doom to be in the box. I want Fantastic Four and some classic Fantastic Four. I don't know if it's going to be Annihilus or Mole Man or Namor and then Doom, whatever. But Galactus should be the scenario pack, and I really want him to be like the size of the posters that come in the hero packs. That you like fold out for each hero, just like a massive, just like stupid big, way beyond the triple hero card, just like a huge Galactus. That would be super fun. I don't think they'll go that big, but they should make him as big as ESN and Subinor. They should make him a sizable thing. And
well, let's make him just like how someone's customized the Iron Man armor to all fit together.
Yeah,
just do that. Just do different pieces that fit together. Now it's a giant Galactus.
It fits with your idea of fighting each piece of him, right, and then connecting it together.
There you go.
I really think you should be able to fight Silver Surfer as part of that, like a 2 scenario pack. Like fight Silver Surfer and then fight Galactus, but then maybe also get Silver Surfer, as a hero too. So like it's a bigger pack.
All right, I'm sold. We're just gonna have to do a Galactus scenario mini campaign, like the best campaign of Mojo. So there we go.
Could also do Negative Zone with Annihilus. Like, there's so many things you could do. The Fantastic Four is so cool. I really am excited for them. I hope you guys are excited for them, too. Come on. Get excited for the Fantastic Four.
I don't know, everything about them, but I know how iconic they are, and so I am very excited for them. Like when they finally come out, and just to see how they're going to change the game, because I think for the Fantastic Four you got to change it in some way. There's got to be something.
Yeah.
Like they just completely changed how you can play with the Loki announcement. There's got to be a new way to change with the Fantastic Four.
I love that. Maybe they'll have signature allies that are interchangeable. So instead of having basics like the Guardian, like you'll get a set of all of them as signature allies, and you'll be able to change which one you have. They'll like swap them out. So like, oh, I'm gonna play Invisible Man, but I want to have Johnny. No, I'm gonna swap him. I'm gonna have Reed. You know, so you could swap them in and out of their hero cards. That could be kind of cool. Some kind of interchangeable hero cards that work as a team.
That's right. Interesting. Fantastic Four. It's gonna be good, and we're right. Everyone listening, we predicted the future, so put your money.
You heard it
put your money
first.
on us. That's right.
All right. Well, that is pretty much all I had. Any other last-minute questions or thoughts about the Fantastic Four?
Well, not about the Fantastic Four, but I should say thank you all for having me. 100 episodes is quite an achievement. There are many podcasts that have come and gone in this Marvel Champions space, and you guys have made it to 100. You are way out in front of me. We are a bi-weekly podcast. You guys are a weekly, so you've crushed. You've cruised right by me. I love listening, and I hope you guys have 100 more. And if I can come back for 200, I'll be excited.
We'll have to have an ultra special 200
Yes.
if we make it
When
there.
we're playing the Fantastic Four.
We'll play.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there we go. We'll do what we'll do for the 200th. I'm going to call it now. We're going to play Loki on the ultimate level, and we're going to have everyone playing at once, and we're going to record it for 10 hours, because that's how long it's going to take to do that.
That's you called it right there. Okay.
That's it.
Write
That's
it down.
Okay.
Book it.
Well, by that time, it might be Legacy, Ryan, so we might not,
That's
need to play.
Boggs, no.
All right.
No.
Boomguy, for the listeners that for some reason don't know who you are, where can they find you?
They can find me if you like listening to podcasts. You can just look up Winning Hand anywhere you get podcasts. We are in Marvel Champions Podcast, or you can find me on YouTube, Winning Hand Podcast, or you can find me on Discord. My name's Boomguy, and you can chat me up anytime you want to.
Yeah, and we'll make sure we link you to all those things. So
Appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate you coming on, spending our 100th episode with us.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'd love to have you guys back on my show too. This is super fun. I always love chatting with you guys. It's a good time.
Yeah, we'll have to think of a real good card to bring to your episode.
Ooh, okay. I got some ideas.
Okay, I like it. Ryan, anything final words before we sign off?
I think you guys both said it perfectly. Thank you, Boomguy, for joining us. And I want to say thank you, Scott, for being my brother and for doing this podcast with me. It's been awesome, and I enjoy just hanging out with my brother. I mean, that's what we did growing up. We played games together, and now we're doing podcasts together. It's amazing.
That energy comes through in the podcast, and that's what I love about it. It's like you guys just hanging out, two brothers, and you really feel that when you're listening, so keep it going. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks.
Yeah, where's my compliment?
I love you too, Ryan. You're so cool. You're the best co-host I have.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Until Boomguy came.
That's right. Sorry, we talked about those auditions, Ryan, and sorry, Boomguy, he's getting booked double duty now.
No.
Love it.
Yeah, we're going to need you to stay later.
I want to thank the listeners out there for getting us to 100 episodes. So thanks for the encouragement, the kind words, the positive comments. It always makes me feel good, makes me feel what I do is appreciated, and at least another person likes to hear us ramble about this game. So thanks, everybody. As always, if you want to go from a chump to a champ, listen or watch the Marvel Champions podcast. Thanks.
Stay fantastic.
See ya.